order. I mean, sorry.
That's an alarm. Sorry, I don't need to use this. Yep.
6:30, we'll call this meeting to order. Ask everybody to please stand. We'll have the invocation, pledge allegiance. Jack, you did such a phenomenal job today at our meeting. Can you give the blessing to here?
Sure can,
please?
thank you. Lord, we just thank you. Lord, we just realize and understand that all these good blessings that you've showered upon our community, our county, and our state, Lord, all come from you. You as the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. We ask right now that your blessing be upon this meeting, that there be wisdom that will flow, and that we always seek ye first the kingdom of God. And bless the people who are here in attendance and them and their families, Lord, just watch over them and protect them. So in the name of Jesus, we pray. Amen.
Amen. Brad, can you lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First bit of business, we'll open a public hearing for the new trash ordinance. Solid waste, trash, however you want to call it. Matt's going to lead that discussion.
Sure. So this is a public hearing by the town council on ordinance number 2025-7-8, an ordinance establishing fee schedule for municipal solid waste collection and disposal services and collection requirements. So, you know, the main reason that we have to go through this process is that, in the past and still right now, the town is under contract with Borden Sanitation for trash pickup for residences within town. Most other local towns and cities pass that cost on to the customers. Right now, the town does not have residents pay to offset the cost. So basically, the town is adopting this ordinance for the purpose of passing on what the town pays to Blevins onto the customers within the town that are served with trash pickup. And under the current contract with Blevins, there is a price of $9 per residential dwelling. So in other words, upon adoption and upon that taking effect, it'll be $9 per house, and that'll be included, I believe, in the sewer bill, monthly sewer bills.
Per month, yeah.
Yeah, per month. And so, just to summarize a couple of provisions with the ordinance, and the town council did introduce and pass that ordinance on first reading during their regular July meeting. The public notice essentially talks about at tonight's meeting, the public hearing purpose of it is to establish the solid waste collection and user fees for residential property owners of the town. Like I mentioned, the cost for that will be $9 per residential dwelling per month to offset the town's cost for paying such cost to Borden Sanitation Incorporated. And the proposed ordinance further provides that if a residential property owner does not pay such fees within 30 days after the due date, the amount of the fee, together with a 10% penalty, attorney's fees, court cost, may be recovered by the town in a civil court action. Now, there's a couple other provisions in the ordinance I just wanted to briefly go over. One of the new requirements with this ordinance is that all solid waste that are designated for pickup are required to be in lidded containers or bins in which solid waste can be stored and placed for curbside collection. So just want to make everybody aware of that new requirement with the ordinance. And And really, that's essentially what the ordinance is. Did we have anybody sign up to, or I guess we should open the floor up for any kind of comments or questions relating to the trash ordinance.
Right.
I have a
Jack?
question. How are you going to handle, more commercial properties? Is there gonna be a separate fee or a separate
We don't
pay
do
schedule?
commercial.
It'll still be, so I'll just make an example, you know, like right now, you know, we have the township trustee has trash containers at the museum, for example, and always has had the advantage of the town picking it up. And they do pay a sewer bill, of course, so is that sewer bill gonna be applied to that parcel itself, or is it exempt, it's not a residence?
We haven't discussed that specifically.
Well, we don't pick up any other commercial businesses, so it's gonna kind of be decision.
Yeah,
'cause there's
other
no-
commercial businesses have their own waste disposal,
Correct.
dumpster or whatever.
Right.
When we owned the ice cream shop, we had a separate
So,
cost that Blevins would pick ours up when he came through, but we paid him a separate fee to do that, even though we didn't have like a separate container or like a larger
But-
dumpster.
for the $9 per month, it would probably be by far the cheapest way to continue handling it.
Most likely it would be. Yeah.
I'm asking for the township trustee, it just,
I'm certain we can work with them.
okay. Thank you.
I mean, on that cost, I mean, it'd be passed through like anybody else, since it'd be a residence, it'd be treated like a resident.
Treat it like a resident, okay.
I'm assuming.
So if there's no other questions or comments, then I'd recommend the council make a motion to close the public hearing.
Yeah, one other thing, just to get on public record, is we are working with the company to get toters because of the lidded requirement. We're working with the vendor to get lidded toters with the wheels, the nicer trash cans, more durable, to get them at a bulk cost for the residents. And so we're looking at ways that we can sell those to the residents at a good price. The prices we're seeing is probably 20 and 30% below what you get at Home Depot or Lowe's and some of those places with the same quality trash cans. So that more information will come on that to residents in the future when we fully enact this. And Nicola?
I do have a question based on that. Like, you say lidded containers, does that mean the lid has to be able to be completely closed, or can it be partially? Can it just be wide open if it's attached?
The lids need to be closed, and that's the whole reason for the lidded container, is to keep dogs, animals, birds out of, because we have trouble with trash being strewn throughout the town. And you can ask the police chief, he gets tired of picking it up.
Limit on cans.
A lot of other people get tired of picking
No
it
limit.
up.
We haven't limited cans. You know, these toters we're looking at are the 96-gallon ones, they're the large ones. Most families would use one of these. This would be sufficient for a week. Or longer for many families. I mean, I think it'll be a good benefit, us helping the town residents also get a better rate.
It'll help keep the town looking a little cleaner too, so.
And hopefully some uniformity too, so, yeah. So I just want to make that known, and we're still working out the details and how we would transfer that cost to the residents and such, so. Yeah, like some people already have them. Yes, sir.
I have a question about it. Will it be required that you buy it to the city?
No.
It will not be.
No, if you've got a can that's got a lid on it, you're good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yep. This has to be a lidded container, and that's our thing. We're just, for those people that don't have them, we want to make it affordable for them to have a nice can to move in and out. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna make a motion to close the public hearing on this ordinance.
I second the motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
None opposed, motion carries. Public hearing is closed. So we'll move on to our normal scheduled town meeting agenda. First thing is we've got approval of previous month's minutes and then various work sessions we had. We had a pretty busy last 6 weeks or
Yeah,
so.
I'm gonna make a motion to approve the minutes for July 8th, July 24th, and the 2 meetings on August 11th.
I second the motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
None opposed, motion carries. Approve claims.
Rudy, did your motion also include approving last month's council minutes
Yes.
too? Okay.
The eighth meeting.
Okay, I'm stepping in as Faith tonight also, since she's at her treasurer training. Approval of claims is $290,193.62. But that does include $144,110 for CNR construction, which is the paving of Main Street, which is 75% of that project was covered by the CCMG grant. Then we got a $3,900 purchase of some of the sensory walk orchestra panels, and then also ARPA money from the county of $104,801.18. So of that $290,193.62, $188,911.18 was just from CNR and ARPA money. So that's where a big chunk of it came from.
So it's our normal bills. Are
Yes, normal bills.
37,000 some change.
Yeah.
For our normal stuff.
I'll make a motion, we pay the bills.
I second it.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
None opposed, motion carries unanimously. Pay the bills, Miss Faith, if you're listening to us. We do have a scheduled visitor here tonight.
You signed in?
Yes, he signed in, John Richards.
Mr. Richards?
I have a problem with flooding in my lot, 319 East Main Street. There's a berm or a dammed up area at my house that prevents the water from getting from the lot into the storm drain. And I'd like to request that that berm get cut down 10 inches. I've got a picture if you want to look at what I need done. This is how it flooded up.
Wow.
And if I could get, this is on the north side of the property beside the shed. If I could get a cut right here that's 10 inches deep to get the water from here, there's a ditch going to the storm drain over on the neighbor's property. And if I could get a 10-inch cut from that area where it would, allow water to go from my lot into that area. That's where the power lines are, and I don't know who owns that area. It's like a roadway or something.
It's an old alley easement.
Yeah.
It's kind of an odd space, really.
Yeah, it's not on my deed or anything like that, so.
Well, you actually would own it.
I own it?
You would be paying taxes on it, but it is an easement.
Okay,
Because it was when I was growing up, it was an alleyway. I mean, that's where we picked up people's trash down through there. We went up the alley.
yeah, well, they got telephone poles in the way now.
That's how I got back.
Well, like I said, it's utility easements, whatever. So
Well,
we'll probably never, we.
Yeah. Yeah, I mowed it, but,
Sure.
but, I didn't think it was on my deed, so I need to see if I can get, somebody in there that could just cut that out, because the reason my lot filled up like that was because the rain is coming off the road and dumping into my driveway, so I'm getting a lot of water in there.
Yeah.
And, instead of just rain that would be in my lot normally, so it's.
We're fine with whatever you need to do to get the water to the storm drain.
Okay,
So,
We can't do it for you,
you can't do it for me,
no.
okay,
but
but
we'll have some of our maintenance guys come down if you want to and give their opinion on the best way to do it or how they want it, whatever.
yeah,
But we're not gonna be upset if you do it.
okay, so there'd be no problem if I brought a tractor in.
No, it's your property.
Okay, cool. All right, that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah.
And so
Brenna,
yeah.
if you can get with Brenna and she can connect you with Chris Gray.
Okay.
He's kind of our sewer department, our road department. He's our
Okay.
works department. You could say him and one other fella.
Okay,
You'll
let
like
them
him,
work
he's a
with
real
you.
easygoing young man, and he'll figure it out.
okay, all right.
We're happy to accommodate her where we can.
Okay, all right, that's what I needed to know.
Yes, sir.
Makes me happy.
Okay.
That's
We
what
all
we
want
want
to
to
be
hear.
happy.
Yeah, that's what we want to hear.
I'll get you that contact. Well,
Okay.
yeah, and we'll
Okay.
get you connected.
All right.
Yeah.
All right,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Richard.
Yes, thank you.
Moving on to sewer department, sewer project update, so sewer project's at a standstill right now because of various reasons, but, and that, we're speaking specifically of the Starlight Sewer project. So we've got a meeting scheduled for next week to try to get that back on track and get that done. Because the contractor still has to fix repairs, outlined by NDOT. Also finish the phase 1 of the project, and then we've already approved last month for them to get phase 2 of the project, which is basically to spend the balance of our ARPA funds and run that on up the road. So that's the update at this point. We'll know more next week when we get a renewed timeline. The contractor's actually out of time, and he's beyond his time, so that'll be part of our discussion with them that they need to get back on track, and so that's an update. I guess your Faith again?
Yes, I'm Faith again. So the sewer adjustments, there's 4 pool and 1 leak at the meter, but they all meet the requirements that's from the clerk's office.
Good enough.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we accept the sewer adjustments, because they all fall within our guidelines.
I second it.
All in favor, say aye. None opposed, motion carries. Get those edits. Mr. Everidge?
Sure. The park board met on July 28th with the following business notes. I'll try to breeze through these, as most of you already are aware of most of them. So the Ready 1.0 project of paving the road to the amphitheater and possibly adding restrooms to the back of the amphitheater, which I believe we now have a quote for that.
Yes, it's all been sent in to River Hills, the RDA, so we're just waiting to hear back from Ernst Young.
Okay. The installation of the music panels on the sensory walk by David Churchman, those have been paid for, and the installation is being paid for by the park board. So, repairs to the creek bank erosion down there, I know we've talked about that, to be looked at once the produce season's over, so those guys can look at making those repairs when they have more time. David Ruckman spoke to us about proposing a Star Hinge project. He spoke to us and had some pictures about that in the northern area of the park over by the access road. What is the name of that road? On the north end of the park.
It's Hayes.
Hayes.
Hayes Road.
Hayes
Yeah.
Road.
To do what?
To put in.
I have some pictures here I can show you later on. It's like a
That's for Park Board meetings.
It's like Stonehenge.
Alive, stone
Star.
Oh.
circle, kind of like Stonehenge, but called Starhenge with
Stonehenge in Great Britain.
a,
Yeah,
Yeah.
big rocks everywhere.
That's-
Okay.
with a monument in the middle, just to draw attraction, tourism to the town, kind of a project. He also spoke to us on possibly hosting a land survey training in the park, which is a pretty good group of training, but this wouldn't take place until October of '26. He just wanted to get the approval that they could do it down there. There's been a change in plans for the entrance gates off of Haywood, even though they've been purchased. I spoke to Lowe's. Those gates can be returned if that's the case. So I believe we're not gonna put gates up and go back to some sort of better looking chain assembly. The 2 bids for the nets on the girls softball field have been, Steve has acquired those and sent them out. There was, EAC was $24,420 and Lambs was $18,810. And we'll decide, nothing has been decided on that yet, but we've got received the bids.
Brian, I'd like to suggest maybe send something to Hop Construction, see if they'd be interested in putting a bid on it.
Okay,
Cause he does all the other netting,
right.
puts it up, takes it down, so he knows what's involved in the netting.
Concert by the Creek series is this Friday with Kirby. That there's gonna be a little bit of change. This time there's gonna be hot dogs and hamburgers fixed, and kind of a welcome back to the kids event, along with this concert, home truck, etc. We're still planning on, I'm assuming we're still planning on doing a park tour this Saturday, even though we're not putting the post on the ground, but still looking at signage.
Yes.
So kind of getting an idea of what signs need to be where, and the style and all that. So,
Do you need to me to send out a reminder, or are you gonna send out a reminder to them?
just to the park board or to everybody?
Yeah, I think it was just the park board that was gonna walk around and look that.
Okay. I'll do it.
Okay.
As noted elsewhere, we're waiting on a bid from Noah Cutter about planting some shade trees around the amphitheater. And also looking into placing another light pole on the basketball courts, depending on where the conduit's located at. Spoken to Les and a couple others about, and it's conflicting information on where that conduit's at. Whether there's two, Les says there's two at the top of the keys in the center, and others have said there's just one right in the middle. So we're not sure on that. We gotta get that located. I don't know if there's wire in the conduit, how it's buried in there, whether it's plastic or metal conduit, whether we can find it. So
I talked to Les, and he and I looked at it a few years ago, and there were project plans, maps for it. But he said that there was conduit, there was no wire, but there was everything needed to go to that direction. But I have not had a chance to be here when Faith's here to go in the file room. So as soon as we can, then I'm gonna see if I can dig that out.
all right.
And if we can find the contractor, we talked about that as well. That doesn't mean it's as-built. So whoever the contractor is, we need to call and see if they've got any recollection as well to bolster that. Now, the original drawings probably showed it there, but final edits and final may be different. So we need to make sure that we find out who it is, because we had that discussion, we don't know who did that work.
Right.
So. The Friends of the Park also met last Monday on the 4th, and a lot of redundancy here, but concert on the creek, proceeding with the upgrade of the sound system on the amphitheater, the gates off of Haywood, waiting on Noah's estimates. They did form a board development committee to select nominations for future directors for the Friends of the Park, and those will be voted on at the annual membership meeting, which should be around November. That's the way it has been in the past. So our next board meeting, the park board meeting, will be on August 25th. There's something that needs to be added. All I have.
Okay. Anything else from Brian? All right. Brenda, how's our cemetery?
Cemetery's fine. There has been a couple burials, and then Joe Nolot and his crew has done a good job keeping it cleaned up, so.
Fantastic. Joey, update?
Dodge is still reserved for us. He's been putting in hours. Our new guy from Salem's working out great. Nash Sullivan, he's been working routine shifts. He's filled all my expectations and more, so hopefully that continues. Equipment at the moment, we don't need anything at the moment. The grants, the COPS grant, we're kind of where we were last month. We will know if we got that in September. So no new news, but not bad news. And then as far as our monthly activity report, again, for a small town, I feel like it's fairly busy month. 121 calls for service, between all of us, 68 traffic stops, 7 citations. I feel like our traffic, stops have went up. I honestly feel that that's why we have 0 accident reports for the last month. That'll probably bite me tomorrow for saying that, but, we had 4 civilian assists. We had 8 citations on 8 ordinance violations, 1 battery report and an arrest on that, 25 business checks, couple funeral details, couple reckless driving complaints, 1 domestic, which resulted in an arrest. We had some suspicious activity calls, 2 animal control calls, 2 civil disputes, 2 alarms, 1 runaway, which was resolved, and 3 more arrests besides the battery and domestic arrest.
It's busy.
So,
Good deal. Any other questions? Yeah. Rolling. Brenda, back to you.
So the first thing we need to do is, since we had our public hearing, is to adopt the ordinance.
That's correct. So I'd recommend the council make a motion to adopt ordinance number 2025-7-8 on second and final reading.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. None opposed, motion carries. This is in effect.
Okay, next thing is paving. So our parking lot, I have not had an update yet on the paving for it. I know they were waiting until all the concrete got poured and there wouldn't be no damage to what we
Just so
place
everybody
up here.
understands too on this, the project they're doing out there now, not the town's project.
Right,
That's the trail project. We're waiting till they finish so we can repave our parking lot.
right.
So if anybody wondered, that's what's going on.
Okay, and then the Daisy Hill paving project, I post on Facebook also. So it is between Miller Drive and the bridge right before Souders Hollow Road. So I got that on Facebook, so everybody knows, and they'll be prepping it starting tomorrow and should have it paved by Monday, Tuesday, but, you know, there will be, you know, a lane that you can get by. Project Wrap, Steve, I don't know if you want to approach that.
Sure, Project Wrap, that is the project where we have a new company moving into the east end of Borden Business Park. It's a Swedish company. And so they are still waiting on signatures from the state government. And so there is kind of already a significant handshake agreement and actually a service agreement already enacted between the Borden Business Park and that company. Lamaflex, I think, is actually the name of it. So it's all but a done deal, and if everybody is not familiar with it, that company is bringing approximately 60 jobs to that space of several acres is taken on in that space, and they're signing a long-term lease, and those jobs will be the highest paid in the county on average. They're supposed to be paying around $31 per hour. So it'll be some coveted jobs for the county, and it'll be great thing for revenue for the town, with just the economic development of bringing more people through our town and working in our town and maybe living in our town. So we're excited to partner with them. So we'd already adopted a personal property tax abatement a few months back, as they had asked for us, and that's a 10-year. It's a 10-year diminishing. So we'll start seeing money after year 2, but you know, it's great for the town, it's great for the county to bring more jobs here, so we're excited about that.
Town signage, so the first thing is the parking lot out here. We've got the supplies ready to put the signs up that assign certain spots for, you know, employees and the officers. So I'm just waiting on Chris and Todd to place those.
Did you say they want to wait until we get the paving done and
Yes.
restriping?
That's what,
Okay.
yeah. Subdivision signs, we talked about during our work session, but I think we're gonna try and do 7 to 8
in the
signs in the subdivision, is
Yep.
that correct?
Yep, and then, adding, 1 or 2 signs on Main Street for speed and, children playing.
Fantastic.
And then our next thing is town entrance signs. I know we talked about this last month with, approval of how much maybe we could possibly spend for that. No design had been, talked about yet, but we do have a meeting on Thursday with Toby Cheatham and with Matt Vick to discuss, what the sign might look like. So we will do that then. Then Haywood, Jack's here. Maybe we want to know if maybe we could get some posts for our speed limit signs for Haywood Road, if that would be possible from the county.
Yeah, just let me know how many you need and I'll see what I can do.
Okay,
And yeah,
like maybe 4.
okay.
That's where it does it, maybe.
Well, I doubled it.
And all
So,
we need for Main Street and everything.
We don't care
We
if
need
they're
2 on
bent,
Main
if they're
Street,
real long, we'll
so.
cut off the bent part.
4 to 12 posts,
Yeah,
yeah.
perfect.
okay.
So I think that's all I have on town signage. The next thing is the Old State Bank building project. We should have the engineer designs from Prime with Mike by the end of the week. So then, once we get those, I'm gonna approach a couple organizations to see if they can help fill the gap on that. We did fill out a application with Duke Energy Foundation, and we were awarded $2,500. So that should be arriving in a day. Radius, we do have in writing and an email that they are putting $60,000 towards the project. Now, it needs to be used by the end of the year, so I'm gonna see if we can use 37,000, whatever that we need for Prime for the engineering to go ahead and put it towards that. And then with the rest of it, we'll try and throw it out there.
The first phases of it.
Yes. So that's moving forward. Sensory Walk, Brian's already updated, ready. We've turned in everything to them. They're supposed to be communicating with IEDC, with Ernst Young, to see if we can do the restrooms and the paving back to the restrooms, back behind the amphitheater. So we're just waiting. I've sent out an email today, but have not heard back. Rural Placemaking Studio, I sent them some of our suggestions, Brian, and a couple other people on our committee. And they're supposed to be coming back with a design for that, for what that mural would look like. But we have not received that information. South Monon Trail, I really don't have an update too much, except for they have hired a trail manager, cleaning manager, whatever. And she's from Columbus. She's gonna be coming around after her training to speak with each of the communities to see who would like to volunteer. So if you know anybody that wants to volunteer, get a hold of me and we'll get you in contact. COPS grant, I think Joey's already went over that. September is when we should find out about that, about hiring a cop and having that paid for in the future. Park erosion down there at Muddy Fork, in the creek, we're just waiting until melon season's over and get some other quotes from Donnie Blevins and everything, so. Then we got the State Road 60 house that would like to be on the sewer system, so they want to voluntarily annex that and pay their sewer tap and get on, so we can be working with them on working towards that.
You let us know something about the church. I mean, I know you.
Church will want to be part of that for
Okay.
sure. I can,
It'd be nice to get them both at once.
we need both of them at once, and then, like I said, Zach's property, and that would fill in that gap when you look at the county map of it all. Just take it all the way up to Dave's driveway, pretty much.
Okay.
And then back to that tree line in the back that goes, kind of cuts across Cutter Road and stuff.
Good.
And I know you had asked about, this is under other town business that I just remembered, but Jordan Drive. So we tried to find the map for that today, but I hadn't, but I mean, I know I know Brian did mileage for that before.
Well, when Faith gets back, we can get in there. We need to find a map. If not, because we need to be able to know what we're handing to the state to certify the monies we're asking for based on the mileage that we have. So we have to have some inventory or map, and that's what the county planning and zoning director would like to have, that map, so he can can see what that is.
Which I'm gonna reach out to River Hills, cause she might have a copy of it,
Okay.
of all the inventory too,
Yeah,
so.
because we had.
Yeah, that was just updated probably, what, 3 years ago, maybe 4?
Yeah, it was, yeah. Yeah, cause Brian and I had made it, and then he drove around and put all the mileage down, but it's not in my office, so.
Yeah,
Still
we just
looking
need
for
to
it,
Try to find it if we can figure that out.
yeah. And then the last thing is the Church of Christ has reached out to us because they would like to put a new LED sign out in front of the church. So they would like a letter of support from us, so if you guys could approve that I create a letter of support and have you guys sign off on it.
Well, I'll make a motion that we have Brenna type us a letter saying that we support the church's new sign.
I second the motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
None opposed, motion carried unanimously. Back on the old State Bank building, so the other funding, we've got 10,000 of that 60,000 is going to matching funds.
Well, if we create a, like a fundraiser, I can't think of what the name of it is right now, creative places or something like that.
Creating
pla-
ING.
Yeah, yeah,
So when we see that, we know what that amount is, we need to see how much we need to, so we can finish at least that
Right.
matching piece.
right, right,
Because their 10,000 is only part of it, because it was up to 45,000.
yeah, yeah, so,
That's-
and we got, he thinks he can get 20 to 25, no, 15 to 20,000 more from another organization. So,
Well, we
but
can see-
once we get the estimate and the designs on how much we think this is gonna cost, then I know, you know, like the Ogle Foundation, I'd like to reach out to them and say, hey, this is, but, you know, I wanna have a clear number on what we're wanting, so,
Makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah, and we'll broadcast that out to some folks and cast the net and see who might want to be
part of it.
sharing their benevolence. for
Yeah.
it. So, it's a great project. I get a lot of chatter on, people asking me a lot about it. So I'm excited about refurbishing that old building. It's just been let go for way too long. It's a heck of a mess, so. All right, anything else, guys?
I got one thing, I'd like to make a suggestion that we, once we decide on a design for our town signs, whatever that may be, that we reach out to the Lions Club and ask them if they would help sponsor some of that
Okay.
cost. I think they'd be more than happy to.
Okay,
Good point. All right. Anything else for the good of the order? Did we satisfy you, Tim?
Very much so.
All right, very good. You acted well.
All right, well, I'm gonna make a motion that we, shut down this meeting.
I second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
None opposed? Motion carried. Meeting adjourned.
Thanks, everybody, for coming.